Alrighty. Alrighty. There we go. Gonna get rid of that. Alrighty. Hello, everybody. I have returned. Anyways, okay. Let's see, Alright, is my mouse good? Cool. I have no idea if my face cam is focusing in or not. Alright. Cool. Into the tunnel we go. Huh. Finally some new enemy type. Fuck. Let's see. No, not there. I need to really make an announcements tab. Alright. Because that's probably obnoxious for me. To be just posting my streams and like, hey, come watch. Ew.
Always ready to fight.
Hey! Oh my god. Is it really gonna do this? Hang on. I swear. I don't need the internet to be shitting itself all day. Seriously. Hey, what's this way?
Ugh. What's that smell?
Oil?
Okay. I'm gonna keep track of the stream, and if it keeps coming off, I'm just not gonna bother. I just will not bother.
You'll be rust on my blade. See this?
Clear off! I'll cut down anyone in my way!
Alright. I think we can level up at least once in here.
Here I come!
See this?
I'll cut down anyone in my way!
Oh god, bats.
Don't waste my time.
Is it really gonna keep doing this? Because I am not in the mood for that.
Always ready to fight. Deception! Deception! See this? Hold stop! Nope. See this? Vengeance! See this?
Come on, really?
Alright.
I think we might be able to break this boulder.
And people say I'm foolhardy.
I'm serious. I think we can do it. Are we not demons?
You have a point.
That was so nonchalant. Do I get anything out of that? Okay, I guess not. Off we go, I suppose.
Don't get overconfident. Deception! Deception! Hold stop! Deception! Deception!
Nice.
I'll cut down anyone in my way!
Gosh darn it, how much more?
I'll end this quickly.
Hold stop! Deception! Deception! Deception!
Shit.
Hold stop!
Out of my way!
Victory is ours.
Yay! Level up.
Here I come!
Deception! Deception!
You won't get away!
See this? Hold stop! Deception! See this?
I'll cut down anyone in my way!
Alright, and we leveled him up too. That's excellent. Okay. I just felt a cold breeze hit my feet. Alright. Oh, look.
So it was tar we were smelling. Watch your step. You won't get out if you get stuck.
Oh, good. Can I fail that?
Always ready to fight. See this? See this?
You won't get away!
For one! I'll stop you! Deception! Deception!
Oh,
Deception!
God.
You won't get away! Out of my way!
That is worth that is worth a decent small amount of XP.
Don't get overconfident. See this?
Next!
See this? Deception! Come! Deception!
Come on, really?
God, I love this.
Here I come!
Deception!
Is that all you got?
There.
I'll cut down anyone in my way!
Okay. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way. No. Go away, you disgusting creature.
You know what they say? Falling off a rock only makes us stronger.
I don't think that's quite how the saying goes.
That sounds right. Just go with it, Velvet. Just go with it. What can go possibly wrong by not going with it? What happens this way? This looks like a trap. No, guess not. Just some goodies. Alrighty. So there's two ways we can go. Let's go down the middle first. Oh, there is way too much crap in this room. No. Shadow daggers. Now that's interesting. Oh, shit. No. Let's give them a try. At the very least, they should be worth a decent penny. No, get away from me. Alright, now that we've harnessed the room of goodies...
I'm going to jump.
Don't fall and crack your skull.
Thanks. I really needed to know that. Okay. Oh, that looks like a possessed bat. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna attack you.
Come! See this? See this? Deception! See this? I'll stop you! I'll stop you! Nope! Deception!
Okay, so you can beat it, I
For
think.
one! I'll stop you!
Oh god,
I'll stop you!
you can't
I'll
lock
stop
it.
you!
Okay, thank you.
See this? I'll stop you! Deception!
We are
See
getting
this?
it.
I'll stop you!
Ow!
I'll stop you! I'll stop you! You're finished! Deception! I'll stop you! Deception! 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 Nope!
Ow! Come on. Oh, come on.
I'll stop you! I'll stop you! I'll stop you! I'll stop you! Vengeance! Deception! Deception! I'll stop you! I'll stop you! See this? I'll stop you! Deception! See this? Deception! See this? I'll stop you!
I refuse to fall here.
Nice.
You're a fine swordsman.
Not as far as I'm concerned. I still have a long way to go.
What sort of demon are you?
A Yaksha. I'm a war demon.
A war demon. Makes sense.
And what about you? You're awfully peculiar, even for a demon.
I'm a Therian.
Therian? That's a new one for me. What sort of demon is that?
A monster that feeds on foes to gain power. I don't know much beyond that.
Huh. A woman who devours her enemies. I bet your demon type is hag. Am I right?
What?
Whoa. You've got the death glares down at least.
Hi there, welcome to the show. Still coming to you from this blank void, which I don't think is purgatory, but I can't prove otherwise. And we're going to jump straight in with our main story this week, which unfortunately for the second week in a row concerns the election we just had. And believe me, I'm just as disappointed as you about that. I would much rather spend tonight talking about this rare turtle found in West Bengal. Look how yellow it is. It looks like it got into some trouble with the turtle mafia and is now trying to disguise itself as a peanut M&M. It looks like it went to a costume party dressed as the less healthy part of the egg. According to experts, the rare colour of the turtle is attributed to the deficiency of pigment called tyrosine, but according to me, you can go ahead and drop that little factoid in a file labelled "Who Gives a Shit," because look how fucking yellow that turtle is. We could have done this whole show about this shiny cheddar cheese mistake, but instead, we have to talk about this arsehole, because in normal times, the loser of a presidential election would simply acknowledge that they lost and the country would get to move on. But as of our taping on Saturday, a full week after the election was called, Trump is still refusing to concede. And while that is not remotely surprising, what has been disappointing has been shit like this.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo sent shockwaves when he appeared to dismiss the election results.
There will be a smooth transition to a second Trump administration. All right, we're ready.
What the fuck are you talking about, you business grimace? You're the Secretary of State. You're supposed to forcefully denounce coups and look the other way if the CIA does one in Central or South America. That is literally your whole job. And while some have suggested that Pompeo was joking there, he also hasn't yet acknowledged that Biden is president-elect, nor have most Republicans. Mitch McConnell not only claimed Trump is 100% within his rights to challenge the election results, he went on to say this.
Let's not have any lectures, no lectures about how the president should immediately, cheerfully accept preliminary election results from the same characters who just spent 4 years refusing to accept the validity of the last election.
Okay, first, no one expected Trump to immediately, cheerfully accept the results. He's incapable of cheerfully accepting anything apart from blowjobs, Nazi endorsements, and the opportunity to scream inside a stranger's truck. Whose truck is that? I'll tell you who definitely doesn't care. This guy. It's his truck now. Honk! Honk! And second, while there were some on the left in 2016 who urged fighting the results, Hillary formally conceded the day after the election, and Obama had Trump in the White House the day after that. And yet Republicans are trying to defend their support for Trump's indefensible behaviour, with one senior official saying, what is the downside of humouring him for this little bit of time? A question that never ends well, whether the ones asking it are overworked parents who need a break or the Weimar Republic. So tonight, let's look at just how weak Trump's case for overturning this election is and what real harm humouring him will do. And let's start with the case itself, because there are lots of accusations and lawsuits flying around right now. And if you're a casual viewer of right-wing media, you might think, well, there must be something here. They wouldn't be going to all this trouble over nothing. But the thing is, they are. This really is nothing. And let's start with the frequently made claim about dead voters. If your uncle is a nightmare and you're still friends on Facebook, you might have seen this post claiming there was a list of 14,000 dead people who voted in Michigan. But when CNN picked out 50 of those names to do a spot check, they discovered 37 were dead and hadn't cast votes, 5 had voted but were still alive, and 8 were alive but hadn't voted, meaning exactly 0 were dead people who voted. And yes, that is just a sample, but if you were at an Oreo factory and 50 out of 50 Oreos you picked off the line were just 2 rats squished around a used condom, you might well not risk trusting the next cookie that comes past you. The claim of dead people voting was also advanced by Tucker Carlson, an 80s ski bully who just lost the big race. And he went in big on one example in particular.
In some ways, it's an inspiring story, the triumph of voting over death. And no one quite embodies that story like James Blaylock of Covington, Georgia. Mr. Blaylock was a mailman for 33 years until he passed away in 2006. 14 years later, according to state records, he was still mailing things. James Blaylock cast a ballot in last week's election. How did he do that?
Ooh, that's an excellent question, you waiter's nightmare. Now, that segment got picked up and circulated by, among others, Matt Gaetz and the Trump campaign itself. And it does make you wonder, how did that dead man vote? Maybe his widow has an answer.
He didn't vote. It was you.
It was me.
Agnes Blaylock voted using her married name, Newton County confirmed. Her voter registration was signed as Mrs. James E. Blaylock Jr., and that's exactly how she signed her name when she voted in the November 3rd general election.
Who did you vote for?
You don't have to share that.
I voted for the Democrats, for Biden.
I see. And
I guess I voted against the other one, really.
Okay, so the claim was bullshit. He didn't vote, she did. And by the way, not so much for Biden as against the other one, meaning that this 96-year-old's approach to the election was pretty much the same as that of 20-year-old progressives. I wonder what else they have in common. Does she also have a collection of dank memes and spend 5 hours a day calling Bill de Blasio a bitch on Twitter? I really hope so. Then there were claims from numerous supposed whistleblowers. In fact, Lindsey Graham, Leslie Jordan's absolute worst character, sent a letter to the DOJ asking them to investigate particular claims by a postal worker in Erie, Pennsylvania, who said in an affidavit that he'd heard postmarks were being backdated on mail-in ballots to make it appear as though they'd been collected on election day. But unfortunately for Graham, that man later recanted those claims in his affidavit when talking to investigators. And while he is now insisting that he stands by his initial statements, the really important thing to know is the total number of ballots from his post office that were postmarked November 3rd and delivered to the Board of Elections later. So the maximum number that could have had their date changed was 2, which is, and this is true, not the number of votes Joe Biden won Pennsylvania by. But perhaps the strangest whistleblower accusation involved a poll worker in Nevada who Fox gave a primetime slot to make her claims.
I went out to go for a walk on my break, and I probably had a 150, 175-foot stretch where I was walking.
Oh, sorry, I really should have mentioned. They disguised her identity by making her sound like Megan Mullally undergoing an exorcism. But I'll let her